Howdy everybody, it is Alex here, and I wanted to show you a little tip that I sometimes use when I'm trying to recreate certain parts of a song. So right now I have IOIO in here by Nosaj, and basically the percussion in this song is not, it's not readily apparent exactly what's going on, and so when trying to recreate it, it can be helpful to do what I'm going to do, which is basically bring the BPM from 98, which is the track's BPM, down to something like 50, and then it's going to go really slowly and we'll be able to pick out everything. So that's the tip, and if you want to see how I would employ this, this is what I might do. So first off, before I bring the BPM down, I'm going to crack off these sides. I'm just using what's in this loop here. Reason being is that once I consolidate this by pressing Command J, then now when I move this BPM down, it's going to stay there, versus if I hadn't done that, then the clip's gonna get messed up, as you can see. So again, take those off, and I'm making these little cuts by pressing Command E and then Command J, consolidate. Cool. And now what I want to do for this video is just to help pick out the hi-hat parts. So again, here's the track. So as you can tell, there's a lot going on here, and so I'm going to try and just break this up by figuring out, like what hi-hat sounds like in here, and then basically go one hi-hat at a time. So by that, let me show you. So I'm going to drag on these hi-hat racks into these MIDI racks I made over here. Basically what this is I made a rack of all the hi-hats that I particularly like to use, and thus that just makes it easier for me to move quickly. So now I'm going to listen through this track. I'm going to pull it down to, let's say, 36 BPM. Let's see how that sounds. Or let's go a little higher, 43. Cool, so clearly it's a lot easier now to be able to tell exactly where those hi-hats are being played. So at least right off the bat, I can tell that there's one hi-hat that sounds like it's very piercing and has some, I think, a lot of stereo information. And that hat reoccurs often. So I'm going to just make, whenever I hear where that hat hits, I'm going to make a little MIDI clip in this channel here, so I can just start to jot down what that pattern is. So let's check it out. So this is the one I'm talking about, the one that goes right here. So I'm going to keep finding the others. And so on and so forth. And so now this is cool because now I'm starting to get the foundation for the percussion of the song. There's another one I heard that has more of like a I don't know how to say it, just weird little noise. It's not even that, it's this thing here. But that reoccurs often too, so let's make a little note where that comes in. It looks like at this point too, you can also just, you can kind of see where But yeah, and essentially you would just keep doing this until you fill up the percussion, and then from here you should be able to do a better job finding out what's going on, because this is a pretty complicated track. You can also use this little method of just dropping the BPM down in other situations. For instance, yesterday I was trying to recreate the track Berlin by Mode Selector, and basically they have this one big synthesizer that's doing a lot of interesting side chaining stuff. I might just post a separate video on this, but basically by lowering the BPM down, I was able to get an idea for just how the movement of the side chain was working, or volume automation, so it could have been that rather than the side chain. But yeah, so it's a good technique. Go ahead and give that a try if you're having trouble figuring out what's going on in a song. Obviously, you get all sorts of stretching artifacts, but it helps when you're trying to figure out like where transients are. So yeah, hope you all have a good one. And if you liked this, please subscribe or, just help me help you. All right. Peace, guys.